In this video, we're going to be telling the tale of Ares, the god of war. Ares was the son of Zeus and Hera, and one of the main 12 Olympians in the Greek pantheon. Not only was he a god of war, he was also the god of battle lust and courage. Ares was often represented as a personification of war, the unpredictable violence and the embodiment of brutality and bloodlust. Ares had many children with his lover Aphrodite. The most known of these children is Eros. Eros is a god of love. His Roman counterpart was called Cupid. Ares was also known for his Roman counterpart Mars. The difference between Ares and Mars is that Ares did not have the extensive worship unlike Mars did. This was probably the reason Ares was very much disliked among the Greek pantheon. Although Ares was a god of war, he was often known to be a coward, and often known to run off to Zeus when something did not go his way. Ares was usually depicted as a muscular warrior, usually carrying a shield with either a spear or a sword in the other hand. He was often wearing a helmet that would hide his face. Ares was also depicted of having a beard. He also had strong connections with the use of chains when it came to battle. This was usually wrapped around his gauntlets or his chest and arms. This was most likely to signify the strength and domination that he had. Ares was one of the most physically strongest Greek gods. With his violence and rage, this only made him more fearful. Ares was the god that mortals prayed to in battle. To have the favour of Ares is to become victorious. Ares was often accompanied in battle by his two sons, Phobos, the god of fear, Deimos, god of terror. He was also accompanied by his sister, who was also his lover, Eris, the god of discord. The Roman counterpart for this would be Discordia. Ares was also associated with another war deity, Enyo, the personification of war spirit. The Roman counterpart for Enyo would be Bellona. There are not many stories surrounding Ares when it comes to the Greek pantheon, and when he did, it was usually to humiliate him. I will now tell a story of the love affair between Aphrodite and Ares. This is the most common story when discussing the god of war. Unlike his many other lovers, when Ares first met Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, he wanted to win her over. This was through affection, compliments, and gifts. At the time, Aphrodite was already married to the hideous but creative god of fire and metalworking, Hephaestus. The Roman counterpart for Hephaestus is called Vulcan. Whenever Aphrodite had a chance, she would be unfaithful to Hephaestus. As a goddess of beauty, she would not lay with the hideous god. When Aphrodite and Ares fell madly in love, they needed to keep their affair a secret. Aphrodite's husband would spend all night in his workshop, crafting. This gave Aphrodite and the god of war to love all night. To protect himself, Ares was always accompanied by a young man named Electron, who would keep watch to make sure they are not caught. Electron would also watch for when the sun god, Helios, the Roman counterpart for Helios would be Sol, would rise his chariot up into the sky. His chariot would be attached to the sun, and this would bring the dawn. One day, Electron, so exhausted from the long nights, fell asleep. This meant that he was unable to tell the two gods that the sun had risen. Helios had noticed the two lovers in the same bed that is meant for Hephaestus, but it was Ares in his place. Helios informed the god of the forge of this betrayal, and obviously Hephaestus thought of revenge. Hephaestus crafted a golden net, so thin it was not visible, but it had incredible durability and strength. He planted this net above the bed that the lovers lie on. The god of the forge had a plan. He told his wife he was going away on a trip for about a week and would not be back for some time. Ares, who always knew the plans Hephaestus had, was going to use this knowledge and plan a long week with his lover. While they were mid-intercourse, the golden web entrapped them both. Almost instantly, Hephaestus entered the room, accompanied by all the Greek Olympians, who stared and laughed so loud it shook the heavens. Aphrodite and Ares were released and ordered never to see each other again. Ares punished Electron by turning him into a rooster, so every morning he would sing when the sun would rise. This love affair gave birth to Eros, the already mentioned god of love. With the rule of no longer seeing each other, they had 7 more children together. Ares was a god of war. No one told him what to do. I hope you enjoyed the first episode I've ever made on mythology. I will try and make some more in the future. If you have any god suggestions, please let me know down below. I will just do the ones that I find the most interesting first. This is the first god, Ares. It was a request from a friend. So my next god will probably be Zeus, one of the most interesting of characters. If you did enjoy, please let me know down below. Leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you later.